Shane the Gray here again with another Air Force related video. Today's video is about getting out of the dorms. So yeah, I officially am out of the dorms now. As you guys may know, I think I mentioned it in my last video, and I now have an apartment. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Sardine. I make Air Force related videos that regard joining the Air Force. So like the process of going through BMT, tech school, and even some active duty stuff like when you get to your first duty station, or just some general things about the Air Force. So if you guys got any questions, go ahead and try to check them videos out, and if they don't answer them, make sure to hit me up on my Instagram, Snapchat, or just leave a comment in the videos. Alright, so cool thing about this, now I get BAH and I get BAS, so it's like more money. I'm in my own space. It's just great, you know what I'm saying? So now like I have BAS, so I can cook and stuff like that, because I have a kitchen, you know, obviously in my apartment now. So my dorm did not have a kitchen. Like some dorms have kitchens in the Air Force, some dorms do not. It just really depends on what base you go to. So I actually have a video that talks about your BAH and your BAS. I'll put the link down in the description. I also have a video that gives like some money management advice for like new airmen. So like the money that you can spend at BMT, tech school, and first duty station, like the money that you know you could like potentially waste. I got a video kind of just telling people about to be aware of like, certain things. So I'm gonna leave the link down in the description for both of those, so you guys can go ahead and check out. So a lot of people have been asking me like, how long do you have to be in the dorms before you can actually move out? So it's different, right? I was in the dorms for about a year and a half. Technically, you have to be in the dorms for 3 years before you can move out. But if your base is like full, like if the dorms are full, then you have no choice but to move out and get a place off of base. So that's what happened in my situation. It happens in my base quite frequently, actually. So I waited a year and a half, but it ranges. I've had friends from BMT that got out within the first few months of being their first duty station. It really just depends. Everywhere is different, but I would say for at least a year and a half on average, and that's just coming from my own experience. Also, it makes a difference if you signed 4 or 6 years. If you signed 4 years, then you're not going to be getting out of the dorms as soon as somebody who signed 6 years. Some tips I could give you about being in the dorms, like before you even move out: clean up often. Like you're going to get room inspections. It varies per base on how frequent they are, but like I would say do an actual deep cleaning at least every other weekend. Every weekend would be like the best thing, because you need to make sure that the whole room is completely spotless. Like your room and your bathroom, that it has to be like brand new, like it was just built condition. So I would recommend getting your cleaning products and cleaning supplies, and set aside a day every other week to get that done, because when you move out, it will make it so much easier, and all you'll have to do is move your stuff. Another thing, the biggest thing, check your dorm manual. Like read the rules in your dorm manual, because like everything that you can and cannot do, or can and cannot have in the dorms, is laid out in that booklet. So even if you weren't verbally advised on it, it's in your book. So you need to take the responsibility to like make sure to read up on it, because this is like, you know, this is your room. You're taking responsibility for the room. And if you have something, or if you do something that you're not supposed to in your room, you can be held accountable. So definitely read your manual, just to avoid any kind of mix-up. You can customize your dorm like as much as you want, unless I say otherwise about like not moving furniture. But you can add stuff to your dorm. Like I had a beanbag chair, I had a futon couch, I had a bookshelf. I had a whole bunch of stuff. I got a rug. Like I put a whole bunch of stuff in my dorm just to make it as like comfortable as possible. And you're allowed to do that. One thing I would say is don't get like double-sided tape and put it on the wall, because it will like peel off the paint, and like that could be an expense to you. So once again, that's listed in the manual. So just make sure you read the manual before you start, you know, making your dorm your home. So when it's time for you to move out of your actual dorm, you're gonna get a 30-day notice, I guess, like how you would get if you're moving out of any residence. And on the 30-day notice, it's gonna tell you that, you know, you need to make sure the room is clean, this, that, and third, and you need to find somewhere else to stay by the time that 30 days is over. What I would recommend, even before you get that notice, maybe when you think like your time is coming up pretty soon, start looking at places, start looking at houses that you want to, like a house that you want to rent or an apartment that you want to rent ahead of time, so that way you can have like a good idea, so you can plan ahead and budget like way ahead of time. Because before you move out of the dorms, you're gonna have to give your flight chief like a budgeting sheet anyway, so they know that you're financially stable and ready to actually move out of the dorms. So as well as looking around like for yourself, I would also ask people that you work with that possibly live off base, like what's their experience in certain apartment complexes, or you know, just ask their advice, because they've been there, they've done that, you know. And every area is different, so you wouldn't want to go to an apartment complex that, you know, maybe isn't the best, when you could have avoided it just by, you know, asking your coworker or something. When you're out of the dorms and you're getting your BH and your BAS, when you get deployed, all of that money is going to be yours, because you don't have to pay BAH when you get deployed. You're going to be staying like in the barracks or whatever they have when you get deployed, you know, different deployment, and you're going to be getting your BAS. You're going to be keeping your BAS because you're going to be eating at the DFAC, just how you were when you were in the dorms. It's honestly so good. You get to stack up so much extra money every time you get deployed. But of course, if you have a family, your BAH and your BS is still going to be contributing towards, like, you know, the home that you and your family live in, unless, like, of course, like your family goes and lives with other family members for the 6 months while you're gone, and like, you know, you're able to save more money that way. Another thing I could add is that once you get your apartment, I would honestly, you know, do the same thing that you would do with a dorm. Like I would recommend it with the dorm. Clean as often as possible, and like, because whenever you move out, you want to make sure it's in tip-top shape, and you can move out, you know, at a short notice. You can get deployed and have to, you know, give them your 30-day notice or whatever, but you want to make sure that, you know, everything is set, because if you're getting deployed, you got an out process, you got a lot of other things to take care of. So let's be proactive, and you know, pick a day every week to make sure that your whole apartment or your whole home is clean and ready for you to leave. But once you get a house or an apartment, like, you know, 100% decorate it however you want, buy the furniture that you want, everything like that. But just be aware that you're gonna deploy eventually, so like, you maybe don't want to do too much, but regardless, you can get a storage unit and put all of your belongings in there, so you'll be fine as far as that goes. But like, just be cognizant of that. Like, let's say you're moving out the dorms and you're about to deploy in like 4 months or like 3 months, maybe you want to hold off on buying a lot of furniture, so it's not just sitting there, you know, in a storage unit for the next 6 months. There's also on-base housing. You don't have to move off-base once you move out the dorms. And the difference between on-base housing and off-base housing, when you get off-base housing, then you get BAH and you pay your own rent and utilities. You know, it's all, you have to pay all that with your BAH. If you live on base, then you don't pay rent. You just don't get BAH. All you get is your BAS. So, you know, it's up to you whether you want to live on base or off base. The decision is completely yours. So that's all I really have, guys, on moving out the dorms and moving into an apartment or a house. If you guys got any more questions, I'll try my best to get them answered for you. Just leave me a question down in the comments, or you can hit me up on my Snapchat or my Instagram, and I'll be sure to get back to you. So until next time, guys, stay great.
It's with me or not. If it's with me or not. Pure serenity.